Know Your Candidate. Presented by Portland is Possible, broadcasted by XRAY FM. In this segment, we offer a brief background on the visionary candidates that are proudly standing and running for the acclaimed Portland Area City Council. For now, we have a candidate of District 4 that incorporates downtown, Slabtown, Chinatown, Lincoln, Hillsdale, Eastmoreland, Goose Hollow, and the Pearl District.
Well, my name's Chris Henry. I'm running for Portland City Council in District 4.
What attractions should Portland grow to make this a better place for people to live, play, and visit?
I would say the downtown sector. There's been a lot of degradation because of homelessness, and that's probably one of the most important things we need to address so that small business owners can thrive in the area, so that arts and culture can thrive, and so that people can attend events and go to dinner without feeling like their safety is going to be compromised. That, and I think with that we need to address the beautification of downtown. Arts and culture and green spaces need to be supported.
How do we ensure funding for the culture and the arts?
There are a lot of ways we could use, I would say, PSEF funds for what it was intended, and that's for arts and culture. But we shouldn't just look at art as just some painting on a wall and whatnot. We could do murals. We could do murals with purpose that would speak to a gamut of issues, economic justice, social justice, things that would make people think. We could also do green art, planting trees, green spaces. We could do it in an artistic way that would speak to the funding that we use for PSEF funds and what it was intended.
After they are elected, the new city council will have the opportunity to decide how committees work and how decisions get made. What is one thing you would advocate for in that process to help the city be nimble and responsive to opportunity?
Well, with decision making and to be nimble and responsive, I think one thing that you always need to consider, it's an absolute must, is the budget and money. Where are you going to come up with money? That's always the question. And one of the places that I would like to look is a Portland City Bank, a municipal bank for Portland. A public bank would provide the funds to do a lot of things in investing in our communities. Whereas right now we're floating bonds on Wall Street and we have to pay a lot of fees and we lose a lot of that resource, that money that could be reinvested here in our community and community projects. We could partner with local community banks, credit unions who would cover a lot of the overhead in underwriting a lot of the investment projects that we worked with. And with that, with the Portland City Bank, we bring back the funds to Portland to work here in Portland for Portlanders.
What is your vision for how Portland transforms in the next 10 years?
I would say in transportation, that it would be more walkable, the streets would be safer, sidewalks. I used to be a concrete ready-mix driver, so I understand pouring curb and gutter and sidewalks and making the streets safer. There are ways that we can cut down the streets to one lane so that we can do a larger lane for bicycles and other alternative modes of transportation, multimodal, so that pedestrians walking up on the sidewalk are protected, bicycles are protected, we get better walking scores, and we can be a city that's internationally known for our biking sector. And you get more miles, and we tend to be rated higher in Bicycle Magazine and in other publications that people look toward us as a biking center. So not just transportation, in that sense, but also I'm a truck driver. I did concrete mixers for about 15 years, and the last 20 years I hauled freight, line haul freight with triple trailers, but up and down the I-5 corridor. And with that, I believe that we could electrify Portland, and we could ban large trucks from downtown. Even though I'm a truck driver, I'm a sensible truck driver, and I think that we could green up the trucking industry. We could make all trucks, instead of Oregon being a dumping ground for dirty diesel trucks, we could raise the standard just like California and Washington have done, and make sure that they have particulate filters, so that we have clean air standards for Portland. And that's what PSEP was meant for, was to focus on clean air. So with these trucks, we could instead, we could have truck trikes, which are electric pedal assist bicycles that have boxes on the back. And then we could have the electric delivery trucks for FedEx, UPS, whomever, come out to a location, and they would be basically like a terminal, a hub for all of the truck trikes. And then they would deliver to the truck trikes. They've done this in other cities where they've banned the trucks from the area, so it's not unprecedented to do this. There are other things with the electrical trucks, and the trucking industry could, like right here in Portland, we're building the Freightliner electric trucks that could go long haul. When they do go in the city, they could shorten that wheelbase so it's a lot, you can turn tighter corners and just put batteries underneath the trailers to extend the range. Then when you hook up the trailers, you'll have more batteries, regenerative braking on the dollies and the trailers. And I think with that, we could completely transform the freight industry.
What part of your district do you expect to change the most in the next 10 years?
I would say that the place that my district would change the most, or that I would see in the next 10 years changing the most, would be downtown. I think that what we need to do is really hyper-focus on homelessness. With that, Bud Clark came up with a 12-point plan that I think we need to look back to in 1986. Not just Bud Clark, but also looking to Salt Lake City and what Rocky Anderson, the mayor there, what he did in his administration was that they actually housed the homeless, and that they found in their study that housing the homeless was saving them money in the long run when you looked at other services that they provided, mental health services, addiction services, job services. There are wraparound services that both the Bud Clark plan and the Rocky Anderson plan brought forward that I think were very successful, and they could be used here. We just need to continue on and look back at what other people have done. And we wouldn't need to necessarily reinvent the wheel. We would just need to refocus and fund it.
Lightning round. If you had $5 million, what is one thing you would buy for Portland?
1,000 beds for homeless.
What's a single word you would want to use to describe Portland in 30 years?
30 years. Vibrant, verdant, green. Yeah.
So now you know your candidate, or a bit about them. We like to thank the visionary candidates, also like to especially thank all the volunteers and organizations that put this together. We couldn't do this without you. To look at each candidate, be a good Portland citizen, and to be a dashing and informed voter, listen to XRAY FM to learn about ballots and the new ranked choice voting system. And check out portlandpossible.org.